Welcome to CDTV Middle School News Program, and today we have a special guest. The principal, as you know, Mr. Farrell. He's pretty cool, but we're going to ask him some questions. Andrew, why don't you start it off?
Well, the first question is, do you enjoy being a principal and why?
I love being a middle school principal. Simple answer. I love it. Why? Because I get to do things like this. I get to talk to students about interesting things. I get to meet all sorts of different students every single day. I get to interact in classes, outside of classes, and I get to see a lot of cool young people grow from 6th grade through 8th grade and hopefully successfully go on to high school. There is some satisfaction with seeing my students reach some success. So yes, simple answer. I love being a principal.
Good. Alright. What do you think about a gritty game field day?
What a fantastic idea. I love it. Already I'm thinking of all the possibilities. So on a nice spring day, once spring finally arrives, we'll go out, grade levels will compete with various competitions outside, from tug of war, as you mentioned, Andrew, to I'm thinking some races, to some different type of stuff that I'm sure we can get creative and do. So you as students, you tell me what you think would be some good things to compete on this gritty game field day, and I am all for it. I love the idea.
I'd like a kickball competition.
Ooh, kickball.
Yeah.
I love the idea of kickball. Perfect. Great idea. Maybe some grade level games and actually a tournament or something. Good idea.
Do you believe you are the ping pong master, Carol?
Well, I have been beaten by a number of students in ping pong. But I will say this to all those students, those were in games to 7. And in a game to 7, anything can happen. So in a game to 21, I challenge anyone who's beaten me into a game of 21. And I will award tens of thousands of gritty points to anyone who can beat me in a game to 21. But there are a lot of really great ping pong players in this middle school. Too many to list, actually. I'd be worried I'd leave someone off the list, but I've been beaten by a number of you students, and I think you guys are all great. So maybe not quite a master, but I consider myself pretty good.
All right. What was going through your mind? Wait, never mind. I can ask that question.
Oh no, Jordan, you must ask that question.
I must.
You must. It was on the list.
What was going through your mind when you decided that Miss Metzler What was going through your mind when you decided that Miss Metzler was the greatest teacher in the world?
What was going through my mind when I decided Mrs. Metzler was the greatest teacher in the world? For some reason, I have a feeling that that question might have been told to be asked by the very same Mrs. Metzler to you two. I have a feeling that Mrs. Metzler had a hand in crafting maybe that specific question. So what was going through my mind? Absolutely nothing if I said that.
Okay.
How do you feel about being Principal of the Year?
Oh, how do I feel? I feel very humbled and grateful that some people I work with took the time to nominate me for such an award. It's a very special thing to be nominated for something like that, and to receive the award. I feel great about it, and more than anything, I think it's reflective of a lot of people, your teachers, who do a really good job here. So I'm thankful for receiving the award.
You deserve it.
Do you have a question?
This is one of Jordan's other questions.
What do you think about hall monitors?
Hall monitors, as if students would be the hall monitors,
Yes.
correct? I think it's a great idea. I would be all for having some of our students take on more responsibilities, like managing and policing the hallways, doing some of those things, checking on if a kid's walking down the hall and you say, hey, where's your pass, where are you supposed to be? I think that'd be a great program to have. I think it help out the middle school, so it's a good idea. That wasn't Mrs. Metzler's idea, but.
Right.